The purpose of this video clip is to show the process of encoding our audio file as an mp3 ready for uploading to our podcast. So far we have recorded our audio. We have it in a WAV file that we created either in our digital recorder or in Audacity. Notice that the file size is 222 megabytes, which is way too large, and it's also a WAV file rather than an mp3 file, so iTunes won't recognize it at the moment, not for podcasts anyway. What we need to do is to set our iTunes, and we need to change our preferences of our import settings, and we want to select the mp3 encoder, and we want to change the settings for our mp3 encoder. We want to choose custom. We don't want to use the default, we want to use custom. We want to lower our bit rate so that we can get a smaller file size, so we want something between 32 and 96. I'm going to select 32, the lowest I dare go, and I'm going to change my sample rate to something around 22 kilohertz. So that's 32 kilobits per second for the bit rate, and the sample rate is around the 22. Even numbers are better because it allows for a wider number of applications to recognize it. I want to change our channels from stereo to mono, bearing in mind that this is audio, a single voice for a sermon, and we don't really need the stereo in a case like that. So having set our bit rate, our sample rate and our channels, we now select OK. Yes, we want to change the recommended. OK and OK. So now we're ready to import our WAV file into iTunes. So we do that simply by dragging and dropping. We now have our WAV file in iTunes. We want to right click on that and say create mp3 version. So we're going to create an mp3 version of our WAV file. Create. Now it will take a little while to process, and depending on how large the file is, that will govern how long it takes. This was a fairly large file. We're doing some pretty high compression, so it will take a reasonable time. So we just wait for it to finish, and we see our little progress bar moving along. Almost done. Okay, we're done. So now we want to go and locate that file so that we can deal with it. Now, we could go to our Explorer or our Finder in Mac and browse till we found it, but the easiest way is simply to right click on the file and say show in Windows Explorer, or in the Mac case show in Finder. And there's our file. Now if we have a look at that file, and if we select file size, we can see what the size of the file is. It's now 5 megabytes. So we've reduced it from 222 megabytes to 5 megabytes, a really big saving. The quality won't be that much different. Obviously it will be different because this is CD quality, but for the purposes of a podcast, in our case 5 megabytes is really a good size, and the quality will be fine. So we've imported it into iTunes, we've made sure that our settings in iTunes were okay, and we're done.